How does Microsoft describe the Azure Hybrid Benefit? Well, they describe it as a pricing benefit for customers who have licenses with software assurance, and that helps you maximize the value of your existing on-premise investments in Windows Server and or SQL Server. The claim is that it will save you up to 40% on Azure VMs through IaaS, and up to 55% via SQL databases or PaaS. If you combine this with the reserve instances offering of Microsoft, they would claim to even be able to save you up to 80%. Well, that's a lot of percentages right there. It might not always work out in these numbers, but it will definitely save you money. I will try to explain how and why. And hopefully you are able to implement this to your benefit. So, in my terms, what is it? Well, most customers of Microsoft have been investing in Windows Server and or SQL Server for a long time. Procuring licenses, renewing software assurance, etc. And these entitlements that you've built up over the past, you can use that to your advantage in moving to the cloud or making your first steps into the Azure cloud. Microsoft has done this basically to not cannibalize on their own income or revenue that they get from their customers, but it also helps you to not cannibalize on your past investments. By continuing software assurance, for instance, which Microsoft really wants you to do, you can benefit by reducing spend on Azure VMs and SQL databases. As said, available for Windows Server and SQL Server. These are licensed on-prem per core. Basically, in Azure, you launch VMs. They always have a specific amount of cores that you launch them with, and these will definitely have something to do with each other. For Windows Server, both standard and data center are eligible for this benefit with a slight difference. And with SQL, you can use both standard and enterprise. Windows Server and SQL Server both work a little bit differently, so in the coming slides, I will explain them one by one. It's easy to set up. If you're already running VMs in Azure without the Azure Hybrid Benefit, you can easily set up your VMs so that you can leverage this benefit straight away. You don't have to spin up a new VM. You have to mark it again, and then you can use this benefit to your advantage. With the Azure Hybrid Benefit, an additional thing that Microsoft offers is no cost for extended security updates. If you're still running old versions of Windows Server or SQL Server that no longer have lifecycle support from Microsoft, they basically require you to purchase extended security update licenses if you want to have further security updates. Well, if you move these machines to the Azure cloud, these security updates will be granted to you by Microsoft, and you don't have to buy additional licenses for these security updates.